Hi, it's Anita from Scrappy Happy Mommy, and today I'm looking at card number 23, which is the sandwich card in my Wild Card 2 video series. This card is found on page 44 of the manual, and very cute little cuts. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Envelope is very basic, no liner in it at all, so that is the envelope already done. And for the card base itself, I cut my card base out of my mind's eye. And using the card shift feature, it will also cut out these two little sides. And you can open it if you choose. This is what I'm going to do to line it up nicely and smoothly. Now this part looks like it almost goes together, but it does not. And you will notice very soon if the edges aren't together, because this edge right here is a little tiny bit of more of a diagonal than this edge right here. So line that up, perfect. And you will notice on the side here that there will be a little bit of a gap, and that is what it's supposed to be. It looks like that, of course, on the manual diagram. So that is the card base. I'm just going to go ahead and fold that over. And I cut the card and all of the layers at 6 inches today. And my phrase, which I'm going to do right now, is cut at 1 3/4 inches. Usually I use my phrase at the end, but right now I'm going to put it on. Again, the phrase is cut at 1 3/4. And how I'm figuring out what to do with my phrase and what size to do it, I'm not going by what the book is saying. I'm going by how far I want it across. And as you know, I like to leave a little bit of space for my sentiment. So I think about, do I want it 4 inches across? Do I want it 3 inches across? And then using my fit to length feature on my Cricut is what I'm doing. So if the card was 6 inches and I wanted a 4-inch across, I would set my dial size to 4 inches and then, of course, hit the phrase and then my fit to length. And it will calculate how big going down the phrase will be. So that is how I'm figuring out the size of my phrase, okay? So that phrase is at 1 3/4 inches, gives you a little bit of sides on the outside and also a lot of room, of course, for my sentiments that I would like to handwrite in. So there is the card and the sentiment and the envelope. The next thing we're going to look at is the sandwich itself. Now when you cut the sandwich, there's going to be a bunch of different layers. So the dark brown, as it shows in the manual, that's the sandwich layer. The next part I cut out is the sandwich shift, and today I used a pattern paper for that, and that is by TPC Studio. So I'm going to put that aside for right now, using layer number 1, which is your jelly, and then the layer shift feature, which is, I guess, the butter itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the bottom and the larger part of the sandwich, and on top of that I'm going to use my sandwich shift, the larger layer on that, and put that down. There's a lot of parts that look somewhat identical, and now you're just building it. So there is the sandwich on the bottom and sandwich shift. The next thing I'm going to put on now is the jam layer, and that is just a normal layer. And that will fit on. And you're going to notice that some of the sandwich shift is going to peek through, and yes, that is normal. The next is layer shift, which is your butter. I guess you could do it. I don't think you would have a meat and jam sandwich, but whatever. Wouldn't be cute to also have lettuce and meat as well on that. Next is your last sandwich. And this is the smaller one. And this is basically going to cover up everything almost on the bottom. And then the last is your sandwiched shift layer. Now, if you didn't have a cute pattern paper, you could also emboss this. That might be cute as well. And there is the sandwich itself. So there is no indents on the card to where to put the sandwich. So I'm just going to put this on with some dimensional tape, just to pop it off the page. And if you had a cute little sentiment, you could stamp that on the side of the card on the top. You could sandwich it on, you could stamp it on the sandwich itself. Now, because this is jam, I want it to look kind of sticky. So I'm going to actually add some Cherry by Recollections glitter glue onto this, just so it looks, there's only a little bit of the jam showing. And you could use glossy accents if you wanted to as well. The reason I'm using a glitter glue is it actually looks like a strawberry jam with the seeds in it, and I just love how that turned out. So that is the sandwich card, once again cut at 6 inches and the phrase at 1 3/4 inches. Thanks for watching. Bye.